All right, here we go. Dave back here. Hope everybody's doing okay. As you can tell by the thumbnail that I created for this video, it's a picture of a guy outside looking through a window watching people play games because that's all I've been doing. Seriously, that's all I've been doing is watching other people play games. We had that huge weekend at the rink. I did 14 games on top of, actually I did my normal Friday, and then I went to the rink. I did 14 games. I took Saturday morning off from the league so I could do all these games. And I was supposed to catch up on my sleep. We had a new Tuesday night season, so I was right back at the rink Tuesday night. Today I says, I'm going to sleep all day. I get caught up. I'm so tired. And they called me and they needed me to do a game on Wednesday. They had a game that wasn't on the schedule that was put on the schedule just for me. So I've been planning on playing something. I just haven't played anything. So I figured I'd come on with my new Digital to Dice coffee mug. I ended up getting a black one and a red one. I had a nice red one. My wife broke it. Remember that I was down here playing a game and I heard a smash? Yeah, she broke the mug. So I got two of them this time. They had a sale over at Cafe Press is where we have the shop set up. Go over to Cafe Press, look up Digital to Dice. You can get some things over there with a logo on it. So I got two coffee mugs this time. I says, I'm going to get two coffee mugs so I don't have any breakage this time. So I got a black one and a red one. I still like the red one better. The black one, I mostly use this one here for like hot chocolate because it gets really stained in there. And I don't want to stain the red with hot chocolate too much, but that's kind of what I do. Anyway, enough of the coffee and the hot chocolate talk. So, yeah, I have not pulled out anything yet. The last thing I played, somebody sent me over a beta of a quick play game that I managed to sneak in a little bit on Saturday night, I think it was. Was it Saturday night or Sunday night? I forget which night it was. Friday night, I was in New Hampshire till a little after 10:30, and they got 4 inches of snow, and they hadn't plowed. It was one of the scariest rides I ever took home. It took me an hour and a half to come home. Usually at that time of night, it's 45 minutes. It took me an hour and a half. White knuckle all the way. I was pretty scared. People doing stupid things on the road in the snow. It's like, if you wipe out and crash, I can't help you because I'm, I can't help you. Oh, man. Luckily, I didn't see anything, but it was a bad night coming home there. And then Sunday was 0 degrees. So this was when I saw this on the schedule. I says, something, I'm going to be at this rink 4 days in a row. How much snow and how much cold are we going to get? Well, we got it all. We've had a pretty good time up here in the Northeast as far as winters go. It hasn't been that bad at all with snow and cold. And we get the wind, we get the snow, and we get the cold. It's been brutal. Somehow I didn't get sick. Knock on wood. I didn't get sick. I've been taking my vitamins. All I've been doing is sleeping. When I come home, I go right to the electric blanket, and then I sleep. But anyway, I haven't played a thing. I was supposed to play something Monday. That was the plan. I was talking to Juckett. And I says, I'm going to play something here Monday. I'm going to play some Apple football Monday. I says, I've been working all weekend. I get only 2 games Monday morning. I'll go in, bang those out, and then I'll come home and I'll set up and play some Apple football. So I started to set it up here in the table. It's like, well, I don't want to tie up the table just in case something comes up. So I'm not gonna play the Apple football yet. And good thing I didn't, because I come home Monday and I crashed, and then I had to go to work. And then I get up Tuesday, and I was so tired, I could hardly function. And I had to work yesterday. It was Tuesday. And then today, I was like, I'm going to sleep. Nope, I had to go in the rink again. So I've played nothing. I really, really want to play something so bad. And so I kind of come on here to you guys, and, I got another bad weekend. But next week, it slows down just a tad. So I should be able to play something. But I'm working all weekend again. It's nuts. I should be making enough money that I can buy the rest of the Apple seasons, right? I think that's how I'm looking at it. It's like, holy cow. I don't have time to play anything, but I can go online and buy some things, That's been my joy, is going online, looking at seasons I want to buy, because I never be able to play them. So I want to ask you guys, what do you think I should be playing here when I get the time? That's the thing. Let me go to the chat real quick. Robbie comes by, and John says White Knuckles. Yeah, John, that was bad. I get outside at about a little before 10:30. I mean, a little after 10. Whatever, time doesn't matter. And I looked, and it's like, wow, there's a lot of snow out there. And people were coming in saying it's getting bad, it's getting bad, it's getting bad. And so the game finally ended, and I go outside, and I had to dust 2 or 3 inches of snow off the car with a brush, and the parking lot wasn't plowed. I said, well, that's normal. And then I get out on the main road. It was kind of a, it was a route. It wasn't a side street. It was a route, and it wasn't plowed, and somebody was doing 10 miles an hour in the snow. And everyone's just backed up behind this person. I'm just like, we need speed to get up the hill. The road is not plowed. 10 miles an hour is not going to do it. Oh, man, I must have followed this guy for 5 or 6 miles. Finally, he slid out of the way, and everybody just went by him. And when I mean going by him, it was like 20. Nobody was going fast, but 10 was agonizingly slow in the snow. And then the highway was bad. I heard someone say, oh, why don't you get south? It's all rain. It's like, good, I'm going south. Yeah, it was, 20 minutes to a half hour before it started to slow down and turn to rain. By the time I got home, it was rain. But holy cow, it was one of the toughest rides I've taken in many, many years. And I just took it slow. Didn't want to go too slow and get stuck, so I kept the car moving. I just kept away from other cars. I didn't want to go near anybody. But it was a scary ride home. I got home, not only was I tired, but I was stressed out the whole bit. Oh, and then I had to turn right around and go home, go back the next day. But the next day was not bad. It was just cold. But yeah, as John says, white knuckle driving is the worst. If you've ever done it, it is terrible. Replay Dugout comes by. Good to see you here. And my buddy Michael, he comes by as well. But yeah, so Parallel League says we got some freezing rain in Ohio tonight. Oh man, yeah, freezing rain kind of stinks too. Freezing rain starting at midnight through 10 a.m. tomorrow. We got schools canceled around here because we're getting 1 to 3 inches of snow tomorrow, and school gets canceled. We get 1 inch of snow and they cancel school. I don't know. What can you do, right? DB says he wants to see me play some Apple football. Yeah, do you know what I'm thinking, DB? Here's the thing. What I did get to do is I took my iPad to the rink, and I'm like, the good thing about this showcase was there was no downtime. You weren't sitting around at all. It was you get there, you get your rosters, they drop the puck, they play the first half, they get 1 Zamboni at the half. You got just enough time to go grab a cup of coffee or go to the bathroom or go hobnob for a minute, and then, boom, they're back up, play the rest of the game, Zamboni, next game. So it was go, go, go. So I brought my iPad thinking I'd be surfing around, and there was no time. By the time you get done just, chatting with people and, going to, getting a coffee or, grabbing a water or going to the bathroom, it's like game on. So I did like that there really wasn't a lot of time to sit and do nothing. So it was go, go, go. But I didn't have time to research too much. I did, however, I'm going to open my window here. Hang on 1 second. I did settle on a game I wanted to play. I got my new 1970 season, and I want to get that going. I've already picked out a game for that, or kind of a game for that. But I want to take out my 1981 season, which I bought and haven't really done too much with. And I think I'm going to do opening day 81 Houston Oilers at LA Rams. And I got Stabler with the Oilers. I think I got Dave Casper with the Oilers. I think Campbell was playing with them. So I think that's the game I'm going to play. Again, I'm just kind of playing. I'm not really, worried about projects or anything like that. I just want to kind of play. But I saw this game, and I was watching it on YouTube, and I'm going to call it up right here. So it was the Oilers 27, Rams 20 in L.A., but, there's a lot of people here. Stabler, Cliff Parsley, Campbell, Rob Carpenter with the running back, Mike Renfro, Kenny Burrow, Ronnie Coleman, Dave Casper. I know all these guys, The Rams, Pat Hayden, Wendell Tyler, Cullen Bryant, Preston Denard. The list goes on. Then as far as kickers, Tony Frisch and Frank Corral, I know. And then you got the Youngbloods on the Rams and guys like that, Vernon Perry and Ted Washington on the Oilers. So that's the game I'm thinking about playing, is the 1981 opening week game of the Oilers and the Rams. Is kind of what I'm thinking. And then I was looking at 1970, and I want to play New Orleans Saints games. I don't know if the Saints have ever made it on my table, but I do want to play some New Orleans Saints, and I'll tell you why I want to play the Saints. Let me just go to my seasons real quick. So I want to play some Saints as well, because the Saints They were 2-11. That's why I want to play them. But they got Billy Kilmer, and was the quarterback, and I didn't realize that he was playing with the Saints before he went to the Redskins. So I'm playing some Billy Kilmer, and they got Tom Dempsey as their kicker. Big with field goals. So I want to get Dempsey on the table. I think I've had him on the table before with Buffalo, but I want to get Dempsey on the table. I want to get Billy Kilmer with the Saints. And you know me, I love these oddball games. I don't like to go with the top teams. I like to play the oddball game. So those are a couple of the games I'm looking at. And Replay says he's getting in 3 games a week. Well, that's 3 more than I've got. Robert comes by. Thanks for coming by, Robert. And I want to get as Jeff comes by, he reminds me I need to get the Appa Master going again. I was kind of watching his videos. Actually, what I did, Jeff, was on one of my rides to New Hampshire, because I've gone up there like 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 times in the last week, is I'll put on YouTube and I'll just listen. I can have it go through the car. So I was listening to one of your baseball videos on the Master game, and then I had Tebow on as well. And so I just kind of listen on the ride up, and it's stuff you don't necessarily have to see. You can just listen. So it was kind of fun. And I was like, man, I need to get back to the Appa Master baseball game, because that truly, truly was fun. It really was. So Appa football. I don't know if you guys want to see me do any more hockey. If you want to pull some Appa hockey or some hockey bones. Real tempted to pull the trigger on that WAJ 77-78 season for the hockey bones that was just released. So if I go over to the hockey reference here, which I love this site. I actually subscribe to the site. 77-78. The finals was Winnipeg Jets and the New England Whalers, and Gordie Howe was 49. He had both his sons playing, and they had Jack Carlson and Steve Carlson on the Whalers, and that was that the Whalers? Yeah, that was the New England Whalers. And the Carlsons, that's Slapshot, right? Those are the guys from Slapshot. And they got Larry Plow and Rick Lay and Johnny McKenzie and Dave Keon. They got a ton of NHL guys that I recognize here. Al Smith was their goalie. So that might be a fun one to pick up. And the Jets, they had Bobby Hull. He's really the big name on that team. Ulf Nielsen and Kent Nielsen, the Swedish guys, were on that team as well. Aside from that, I don't remember too many of the other guys here. PJ probably knows everybody. Gary Bromley and Joe Daly were their goaltenders, if you will. So I'm tempted to pick that up. There's only 8 teams, so it's really not that expensive. So that's something else I was looking at over on Drive-Thru Cards to get that. So I'll probably get some hockey bones on the table and some Appa hockey and some Appa Master Baseball. Boy, a lot of Appa, huh? I'm just in that Appa phase right now. I do plan on, playing some other things on here, but, I need to play some things I'm familiar with and things I really, really enjoy. I need to get something on the table here. I think the last thing I played was Game Winning Drive, the Boston Patriots there. That's the last thing I played. Jeepers creepers, right? And John says, get some hockey bones back on the table. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad idea. I really don't. Steeler fans coming by. And I may be hockey. Well, kind of, sort of hockey out. I don't know. I did, by the end of the weekend, when I looked at the rosters, they were just all a blur, and everything was a blur. It's just like anything else. If you watch too much of something, everything just kind of blends together, and you don't remember what was what. I don't remember what teams I did or what games I did. They all just kind of run together at that point. Oh boy. And Robert says he hates snow. Yeah. I'm not a big. I don't mind snow. It's clearing it and driving in it and dealing with it. It looks pretty though. Like if you wake up like on a Sunday or something like that, you don't got to go to work. Sunday's like my only day off when I'm lucky, and I'll look out and be like, oh, this looks nice, and I don't have to go clear it because I'm not going anywhere today. So I can just sit back and look out the window with my cup of coffee and go, oh, look how nice it looks. But if it happens on a morning and I got to get up, half hour early and clear it away, or pull out the snowblower at 5:30, then that's why I tend to cancel a lot of games. I don't feel like dealing with it. And it feels like spring in the Carolinas. Yes, it does. Oh boy, Tim, everything to unbox. Love unboxings. I could unbox something here, but it's way over there, and I don't have the camera set up, so I'm gonna say no for tonight. I don't have anything coming in. I did a lot. I did pretty well with the unboxing. I got myself some Mappa. I chipped away in some Mappa seasons that I wanted to get. Um, who was it that was saying? Oh, I was talking to St. Patrick. I had a nice long talk with St. Patrick on one of my rides to New Hampshire. I think it was the Friday ride to New Hampshire. I just gave him a call out of the blue, and I was like, "Hey, I got a hour's ride." Just had a chat with St. Patrick, and we had a good chat all the way to New Hampshire. I talked to him, and I guess he likes Appa too, so he was trying to grab some seasons to have for himself there and the whole bit. So we had a nice chat about Appa and the gaming community and the whole bit. But no, I don't have any boxings right now. I'm still waiting for some stuff from Chris White. He said he shipped it last Thursday, and I don't have it yet. So I don't know if the winter weather across the country is slowing it down, but looking forward to that. DV just played the 77 Cowboys Broncos Super Bowl. The Cowboys pulled it out 2019. Yeah, 77 is a good season to play. I have that DB, and I really I have so many things I want to do with that. I don't know if I played any of it yet. There's a couple of seasons I haven't played yet that I have, and even just one game, and I definitely want to pull it out and play it. Jeff, what do you got to say here? 81's a great season for football. I thought about doing a Super Bowl replay of the 49ers and the Bengals. 81 was so good, wasn't it? So let me go to the 81 season here. And that was not, that was like the height of my teenage, sports years for me, 80, 81. You got the Bills getting by the Jets and the Giants getting by the Eagles. Cowboys crushed the Buccaneers. That's another game I want to play, that 38-0 playoff game. Cowboys, Buccaneers. Buccaneers just come off that 1980 magical season where they were one game short of the Super Bowl, and then they turn around. They win the division 9-7, and then they get smoked by the Cowboys. I watched that game and frowned the whole time. It's just seeing my teenage self to face. They got smoked. We always, they're a great team. They won the division. Oh no, the Cowboys with a great team. You get that San Diego Miami game. Wasn't that like the longest game ever? And then the next week they turn around and they go to Cincinnati. So they go from like 80 degrees and sweating to like minus 80 or something like that for the Freezer Bowl. San Francisco, the catch with the Giants. Or the Cowboys, it was. They beat the Giants and they beat the Cowboys. So the 81 playoffs are loaded for bear, as they like to say, with such good games. It really is. I could play my 2-14 New England Patriots if I wanted to. So that's also part of 81. Sports Time Machine. He's been playing some fun stuff. I've been watching. Actually, I've been listening at night. Because all I do is come home, and when I come home, I'm just chilling out, and I'll just take the phone with me in bed and listen. He's been playing. If you have, go check out Sports Time Machine's channel. He's been playing some strat football, so it's been kind of nice listening to that. So I'll just put that on and listen to the game as he plays it there. A lot of people I just listen to at night because I don't want to be sitting there holding the phone. So I'll just put it on and listen to it. It's been kind of good. Let me see. Parallel League. He's been playing the 77 baseball. Did you talk? What were you playing with that? Is that Appa Strat, Payoff Pitch? I forget what you were playing with that. And Sports Time Machine loves the 81 football. It's how we get into football. Yep. 77 is a great baseball season and a great football season. It really is. And everyone wishes they were in Carolina when the snow comes. Al, Red Sox fan. Good to see you, Al. I'm just popping on to say hi real quick. I haven't had a chance to play anything because I've just been going back and forth to the rinks. It's been fun. Oh, I put it on Facebook today. I finally edited that video of the kid scoring the Michigan goal. And what a Michigan goal is when you go behind the net and you take the puck with your stick and you have it sitting flat on your stick. So picture this being your stick and the puck's flat like that. And you swing around and you slap it you spin it in the top of the net like a lacrosse shot. But it has to be below your shoulders and below the crossbar. Otherwise, it's going to be called a high stick. So this kid did that. He missed the net, went behind the net, just picked it up. And the goalie hit the post. He had like this much space over his shoulder, and he dropped it in over his shoulder. And the referee signaled goal. I'd never seen one live before. And I got the call on it. So I put the video of me making the call on that. And very much enjoyable. David C. coming by. And Replay Dugout says, 77 coming up for me if he can never get enough time to finish 84. I know I have not. I've only played a handful of games in that 84 community project. I did one. Well, it wasn't last week because I was working. Maybe the week before, and I finally got the stats in for that. I think I got the stats in for that. I had some fun with that. I've played a handful of games. I think I did 1 or 2 with Strat and 1 or 2 with Appa because I have both seasons for that. And I have payoff pitch too that I might pull out and jump on a game. That's been kind of fun because this is no pressure. You just grab a game, play the game, input the stats, and then you want to keep playing, great. If not, great. So for me, it's really kind of fun being part of a community project that I don't really have to sweat. No sweat at all. Parallel League's been working up 74, and from 74, 81's a good one too. Yep. David C wants to see some hockey bones. Okay, then we'll have to get some hockey bones. Al's still waiting for his Appa order. That's weird. I order from them, Al, and I get it usually within a week. If I order on a Thursday, like a Wednesday or Thursday, I usually get it the following Wednesday or Thursday. But I will say this, depending on what you ordered, though, if it's not in stock, then they got to print it. It could be another 7 to 10 days just to get it printed. So when I get notification that it's shipped out in a couple of days, I know they had it on the shelf. Sometimes it's about a week before I get notification that it ships, and that means that they had to print it and then put it wasn't in stock. And I think somebody said that too about, is it 80 or 81 football season? I think it was 81 that I ordered 81 football, and it came in, and then someone else ordered it, and it took a couple weeks because it was out of stock. They heard it was out of stock, and they had to print more. So I got mine fast because it was in stock, and this other guy had to wait. So that's probably what it is. Because again, I've never had a problem, and I've ordered a ton. As you know, I've ordered a ton of app. I never had a problem. Sometimes it comes in really fast, and sometimes it's a couple of weeks or so, depending on what's in stock. So just if you don't hear something, in the next few days or week or so, if it starts getting over 2 weeks, then yeah, you can send in something and just say, hey, just checking on order number, blah, 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 and see if John will check it for you. My new digital dice mug here. Robert says he likes to replay baseball. Yeah, a lot of people have been talking about that lately. He likes the Whalers. Enzo likes the Whalers, And Jeff says thanks for the talk about his videos. He's putting up more videos. Yeah, it's been a stressful month, long hours. Yeah, as much as I enjoy doing the hockey broadcasting, and it's like kind of a dream job for me, and it doesn't even feel like work because I just enjoy it so much, there can be too much of a good thing. And that's where I was this weekend. When I went back on the 4th day on Monday, I was like, what am I doing? I've done nothing but broadcast hockey games for 4 days. And the crew was dead. In fact, when I got the text last night to work today, he's like, I know the crew's dead. We overworked you guys, but anyway, you can do a game today. I was like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? But I only got 6 more weeks to go. Once I get through with March, I get nothing on the table, and I plan on playing some serious games here on the channel. So all these things that I got with all this, extra income that I got from all these extra games, I'm going to play some of these games. Things slow down in March a little bit. I was looking at my March calendar, and I think I only have 6 or 7 dates in March as far as actual days I got to be up there to do games, whereas February was like 18. 18 times I got to go up there on top of my regular job. I got a triple header coming up in a couple of Sundays. And I'm up there this week, and I won't even see the Super Bowl. Not that I care. I was going to watch it anyway, but they schedule games on Super Bowl Sunday. They used to have the TV on at the rink so you could go in and on Sundays, in between periods, go watch like some of the Patriots game when they had Tom Brady and people cared. Let's see over here. Sweetest Jeff, Al Red Sox fan. Which season did he get? Yeah. Oh, you're going to spoil it? You're going to unbox it? Oh, he's going to spoil it. The 2024 Final Four, 61 World Series, 46 World Series, 28 World Series, 63, and 69 World Series. Alex doing the World Series. I like that, too. I was going to pick up some of the Super Bowl things. I got the Jets-Colts Super Bowl. What was that, 67 or 68? I didn't get the whole season. I don't think I really needed to go the whole season route on that. There's a couple of seasons I might get Super Bowl teams. It'd be great if they had the Final Four instead of just the Super Bowl teams for football. That'd be kind of neat. Mike in the truck coming by. And yes, we're looking forward to Al's playing some more Appa on his channel. He's going back and forth between Appa and Stratton. Had a little bit of replay in there the other night, so it's been kind of good. I mean, again, like that thumbnail showed, I'm just kind of peeking through the window watching everybody else play right now because I'm listening in my car, I'm listening in bed, I'm listening in the shower. Sometimes I'll just crash on the couch and I'll have the iPad on. I'll just doze off watching you guys. And I'm totally jelly because I can't play anything. Because I'm just too mentally spent to set up a game and do anything. I was going to do something tonight. No, I just don't got it in me tonight. I'll be going to bed tonight. It's freezing cold out, electric blanket on. Hopefully somebody will be playing something tonight. But I did want to come on and say hi and see what you guys think I should do. So a lot of people think I should get some Appa football and some hockey bones going. So I think I will with that. Oh, I had that season that I got from, who was it? One of the listeners of the show had a season of Hockey Bones, and he just doesn't like the game. So I ended up picking up a season from him. I think it was like 76 or 77 hockey, something like that. So I have that. I could throw that on there. And Sports Time Machine, 81 postseason equals 86 Major League Baseball postseason. No. Nope. Where's my music? Where's my sound? Where's my sound? Nope. 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 Doesn't do it. Nope. 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 It's very different. Now, the 81 football was unbelievable. It really was. That was one of the best seasons. And they had a great Super Bowl and the whole bit. Now, then again, I was rooting for the 49ers at the time, so it was good. Jeff wants to do 85 NFL. Then he watched the New York Stock Exchange documentary. He wants to play 81. So many great players. Isn't that the thing? So many great players and teams. It really is. That's the great thing about this. We look and it's like, oh, I get this season, that season, these players. I want to play this guy. I want to play that guy. It's so fun. It really is. And okay, 68 was that the Super Bowl? Can I say that without getting in trouble? Yeah, Jets over Baltimore in 68, the 68 season, I think it was. But I might go back if they, I don't know if they have them for sale or not, but I might pick up like the first two Super Bowls, Green Bay, Kansas City, Green Bay, Oakland, just to see how it would go. I don't necessarily want to play those seasons outright. 70's about as early as I want to go to get a season. I know I have 63. Somebody had sent me 63, and they get some good names on that. I mean, maybe 69, maybe 69. But I do, 70's kind of where it kind of caps for me. We'll be done with this project around mid-March. Oh, is that there? Oh, you'll be done with this work project around mid-March. I thought you were talking about the 84 community project. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's just, yeah, I got to look into that, I was supposed to do a Colorado trip, but things have not worked out for me to go to Colorado in March for something else I was doing. I'm still going to go in June, but circumstances beyond my control have ruled out Colorado in March for me. So that might open a door, depending how things go around here, for me to go out. I think they're having that Appa baseball tournament. I got to get a hold of Jeff and see. I thought he was running the Appa baseball tournament. Somebody's running an Appa baseball tournament at the Baseball Hall of Fame. I thought about going out there, and I wouldn't play. I would just kind of visit and watch and talk to people in the whole bit and just kind of hang out if that's possible. But it would be a nice fun ride because I've never been there, so I might go up and poke around up there. But it all depends on what goes on over here. Things have not been good over here for a lot of different reasons. Most due to my working, but other things have happened too, so... 81, the Giants beat the Cowboys in the final week to make the playoffs. That'd be, you know what I thought about doing too? First appearance for the Giants in the postseason, 663. Do you know what I thought about doing too? Was as part of a not so much a project, but how do I describe this? If because I like going back and playing the single games, and that's kind of my focus this year. Is I did some products in the past. Some I finished. A lot I didn't. Some are just too big for me to finish. So it's like, oh, why did I bother that? I love playing like the the game-winning drive type of games because I can bang out a season for a team and something like that. So those are quicker projects you can do. But I thought about going back in time and playing key games like the one Al just talked about. In 81, the Giants beat the Cowboys in the final week of the season to make the playoffs. How cool would it be to say, okay, here's the game here. The Giants need to beat the Cowboys to get into the playoffs. Let's play that game. And then I don't have to worry about anything before that or after that. I just dial in on that one game. And I thought about doing that with baseball too. Not so much maybe like if someone needs another hit to get to 3,000, maybe I could find the game that Yaz did that in and play that. But if a team like needs to win to make the playoffs, or a team didn't win a game, or maybe they were undefeated, play some key games like that, and just that way you could just play that one game and you wouldn't have to worry about anything else around it. And I think that's kind of a neat way to play a project without playing a project. Because you just play a key game every now and then. I think that might be kind of fun. 69 was a great New York sports year. Okay, so you've convinced me not to get 69. Okay. All right. So I just want to say thank you so much for Enzo for pointing that out. Yep. Thank you. So 69 is off the table. Thank you so much. Jeff says it's always fun to play the Giants in the 80s. Well, let me see here. If I look at the Giants in the 80s, well, if I start with 80, they're 4-12. And then they're 9-7 in 81, so they had a good 9-7. And then they're back down to 4-5. And then they're 3-12 in 83. And then they're 9-7 in 84. Boy, they're all over the place. And they're 10-6 in 85. And then they win the division at 14-2 in 86. 87, they're back to 6-9. So they were all over the place. Now they're back in second place. First place at 12-4 in 1990. They were first place. So they had a better finish to the 80s, if you will. And Jets was 68 through the Super Bowl, but the Super Bowl's in 69. So that was a great year for New York sports. Okay. Two New York baseball and football teams of 69 upset heavily favored teams from Baltimore. That's interesting. Just got to have fun with this stuff here. I'm kind of enjoying this EV Mux thing here. I really am. And yeah, you didn't think of that. So if I look back over here, if I go back to my baseball, and I go to what do we say? Oh, I have 69 for Appa. I picked it up for Appa too, so I could play some of the pilots. And there's a whole bunch of pitchers that I want to play. Mets over the Orioles. Yeah, the Oriolios. Yep. There's a whole bunch of pitchers that I want to play. All right, I'll tell you who I'm interested in playing here. So let me go with games started. Okay, I want to play from 69. This is 69. Some of the guys on my personal list. Fergie Jenkins from the Cubs. He started 42 games. Don Sutton, Gaylord Perry. Some guys I want to play. Louis Tiant was with Cleveland. Oh, boy, so we got to play that. Mickey Lolich is another guy I want to play. Bob Gibson in St. Louis. I see you guys playing Bob Gibson all the time. And I'm going to get him on the channel here. So Bob Gibson's on the list. Phil Negro's another one. Tom Seaver, of course. Tom Seaver I need to play. Catfish Hunter. Anybody else here that I have any inklings of? Now, those are some of the big ones that I wanted to do. Jim Cott and Jerry Koosman, Steve Carlton. See, there's a lot of guys here in 69, Giggity, that again I just didn't. That was before my time. That was before Dave watched baseball, and so but I heard the names, and some guys were still playing a little bit. When I started following baseball in the mid-'70s, they were getting older and just kind of, tailing off, or maybe they had just retired a couple of years earlier. So there's all these famous names that I think would be fun to get on the table. And that's half the reason why I play these games and have the cards in my hand. So I can play some of these people and have their card in my hand. Like I said, this is awesome. I got, Louis Tiant from Cleveland in my hand, or I have Tom Seaver in my hand. It's really fun to have those cards in the hand. It really is. I do like that. Let's see what's over here in the 81 Giants. A last-second field goal beat Dallas at home. Oh, that would be a fun game to play. And DB says Gibson was a beast. I will take your word for that, but I do plan on getting him on the channel. Oh, I played some Shootout EZ the other day. I think I had that on the channel, so I did play 4 or 5 games of that. That was fun, too, because I could just go back, and I think I took 5 seasons, and I just took a couple teams from each season and played a game of Shootout EZ, and it takes like a minute to 2 minutes to play those games, and it's just, and the game's done. That was fun. I had a good time with that. What else have I been looking to do here? I did a video for that Ultra Quick Football. I did do that. And I realized why I don't really play that game all that much. I like the final score football from Downey way better than the Ultra Quick Football. I just don't like that you start with a base number of points and then you add or subtract from that base. It just gave me some really weird non-football scores. And whereas if you go to the final score from Downey, you read off charts, and I don't remember if you go. I'm trying to think. Do you? I'm looking it up right now. If you play 4 quarters are not in final score football. Let me just double check here. So let me go to my game parts. And yeah, so you do roll 4 quarters in final score football. But the thing is when you look at the chart, it's football numbers. It's 3s and 6s and 7s, and 10s and 14s. So you're almost guaranteed a football score with this game. And that's what I really like. If you do roll low, you still can get the safety. But 99% of the time, you're going to get a football score out of final score football. And that's why I really, really do like that game. I really do like that game. And Swedish Jeff almost played Football Mogul last week, and that's a fun game. Football Mogul is a fun game. It's fast. That's what I like about it. And you can really kind of get involved with that game. I tried to do a draft with that, and I had a lot of fun with that. I think I actually got an error message on that. I screwed up something with the draft with that. But it was fun picking my team, starting with your quarterbacks and your running backs and then this, that, and the other thing. It was kind of fun picking a draft team and playing there. But the idea is with Football Mogul, it's just so fast to play a game. You go into a game and just click on the play, click, and you're done. Click and you're done. Click and you're done. And that's what's fun about that is you can rip through a game in a few minutes. I really like how that works. So Football Mogul is good if I want a quick, fast game that I really don't have to get. I hate to say too much thinking because it's not fair to make the game sound whatever. But I can just kind of sit back and click on my play. And I don't have to worry about too much else, and the game just handles the rest. So I do like that. Baseball Moguls, I like it because you can go pitch by pitch, or batter by batter, or inning by inning, and just get scores and stuff like that. So there's a lot of flexibility with the Baseball Mogul, and that's kind of fun too. And I think you get all the seasons with those games. So that's another one of those PC games that you're not buying individual seasons. I think you get them all with the Mogul games. The Mogul games are fun. Those are the first ones I played. Spoiler alert. One of the things I'll be talking about out there in June in Colorado at Play is some of the games I started with, and the Football Mogul was one of the first ones, and I had some very very fond memories of playing that game, and that really kind of sucked me into the whole sports sim gaming community. Was the Football Mogul? That's the first one that did it for me, because I had never heard of any of these games, and I started playing that, and that led me into some other games, and then eventually down the line, some Cards and Dice, and then here we are, 6 years of a podcast later and YouTube channel later, and we got a whole host of games I've been playing and having some fun with them and talking to people and developers. It's been a good time. And Gandalf comes by. Good to see you. He's been deeply immersed in Roberto Schiavini games. Right now he's finishing the 1980 Winter Olympics, and it's a blast. Yeah, the fun thing about the Schiavini games is he does so many different sports. And it's usually the same kind of formula. So if you've played one Shavini game, you can play any of them. And that's what's fun about the Shavini games is you just say, okay, I'm going to play this, and you get, your, I don't know if it's an offense or defense or whatever it is, and you got a modifier. And I think he has the crazy third die roll that he likes to roll to get some things happening as well. And you get your final scores or your final results or your final times or whatever it is. And it works out really well. If you like quick play games, he's got a ton. He's got anything you want pretty much in a quick play game. And that's what's kind of fun. So if you got a specific sport or a specific year, a specific team that you really, really just have all kinds of interest in, he's probably got it. He really does. I played, what did I play? I played the 1920. 1920. I think it was the 1920 hockey Olympics. And I got confused in the directions, but I says, well, I think this is what it says. So I rolled the dice, and it was USA against, I don't know who it was, England or something like that. It was some team wasn't that good. I guess USA and Canada were the only teams that could really skate in 1920. And I rolled that, and the final score was like 29-2. And I was like, wow, that's a odd score. And when I looked up the actual score, it was like 29-3. That's how bad they beat him. So his game was spot on with the scores, And Gandalf says, yeah, quickly played, and yes, with the third die. Yep. He says, buy the Summer and Winter Olympics, and you get 30 or 40 games for $18. Yeah, you get a ton of games to play with. Ron was doing some of the running. And I think he did some of the swimming. I don't know if he did some of like the high jumps with skiing and stuff like that. But, oh, jeebus, yeah. There's so many things you can do with that. It's so fun. DB said he played the college football national championship games and Appamasta game. Lots of scoring, not much defense. Nice change of pace. That might be a nice talk. I'm going to write that down. Hang on a sec. I need to write this down. That's a great idea for a show. Change of pace. Change of pace. I'm writing that down. So DB suggests that. Sometimes I got to write it down while I think about it. Because I have two topics here. We're recording tomorrow, by the way, if all goes well. If I can get some sleep tonight, we're going to record tomorrow. We have a special guest coming on the podcast tomorrow to talk about one of two subjects. We haven't determined which subject we're going to talk about, but we're going to record that tomorrow. And we're going to have a guest on to talk about what we're going to talk about. I'm not going to give it away. But I like that. Change of pace. Playing, maybe go back, play dead ball or play something modern or, just get out of your comfort zone. Because I have my comfort zone. Not going to lie. I still listen to 80s metal like all the time, every day. It's all I listen to. But every now and then, I'll flip on something different. And like, oh, that's a nice change of pace for a song or two. But then I need to get back to my Iron Maiden. That's just kind of what I do. But yeah, nice change of pace to get out and try something different. It'd be kind of neat. Miracle on Ice replay would be fun. Yeah, something? It all depends on how they're rated. Because a lot of people go back and play that, and the United States doesn't have a chance. So it really all depends on how they're rated. Are they rated after they won the tournament, or are they rated going into the tournament? Because, that's one of those things that you have a hard time replicating on the table. You really do. Because it was such an odd scenario. I mean, if they, like Herbert said, if they played them 100 times, they're going to lose 99. But they beat them that one time. That one time they beat them, and it was just nuts. Because they got smoked like, what was it, 10-1 or 10-2 at Madison Square Garden a couple weeks before that. It was like a tune-up game. They got smoked. And it was like, oh, man, these guys are going to be looking like fools. And they got it together. AP comes by. Good to see you, AP. And Gandalf says, Hoots doesn't listen to 80s metal. He likes the AC/DC. Yep. Although some of these bands are still around right now, and it's like, I think it's time to stop. I think it's time to stop. As much as I still listen to the stuff when the stuff they play nowadays, when I go to concerts now, I sit down. I'm not going to lie. I very rarely stand at a concert unless I'm at one of these venues that doesn't have seats. And then I try to find a seat somewhere just to kind of rest. So I can't figure out how these guys are still, and they're older than me, how they're still on the stage jumping around. It's like, man, oh man, I can't even stand up for the show, and you guys are jumping around, and you're older than me. And sometimes they don't sound that good either. So it's like, oh, I think it's time to stop. Just let's go out on a high note. Let's not go out having people remember how bad you were. Let's remember the good times, really. Let's remember the good times. Let's see here. And Gandalf says, in my replay, they took fourth. Yep. Al Red Sox fan says, the U.S. is not rated properly in many games from 1980. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at is, they were probably rated going into it, not after they finished. So most every game rates the team by their final results, aka the end of the season. So they should have been rated the best team, but I don't think they were. And AP says he's looking at Roberto's games as well. How do you order his games? I think it's Roberto Schiavini Games. Go to his website, Roberto Schiavini Games. It's got a ton of games listed there. He's still got tons more that aren't listed. He's got so many games. Just send him an email. Tell him what you're looking for. Say, hey, I'm looking for this. You're looking for horse racing? He's got it. You're looking for Irish hurling? He's got it. He's got everything that you could want in a game. He's got a ton of seasons, too, so it's really kind of good. And Al says, well, the 1980 USA hockey team, they are not rated correctly in his opinion. And that's that. Well, we talk about that too. It's like when you got a team that catches fire, like the 85 Patriots. They caught fire. They won 3 games on the road as a wild card. It went to the Super Bowl. Got destroyed by the Bears. We all know the story. You wonder if you could get them into the Super Bowl again because they were the wild card team. And if they were rated properly for the end of the season, not the playoffs, you would have a hard time winning those 3 games. You might beat the Jets. I don't think you're going to beat the Raiders, though, and I certainly don't think you're going to beat the Dolphins, And I know that, well, Appa doesn't have home field advantage, I don't think, but, any game, I think you'd be hard-pressed to get the Patriots into the Super Bowl in 85, just because if you're using the end-of-the-season ratings. Just my 2 cents. Jeff says, a friend of mine told me back in 94, instead of going to her senior prom, she went to a Rush concert. She's the one who got you into Rush. Well, she was probably the only girl at that Rush concert, too. I'm just saying. There was never any girls at a Rush concert. Maybe in their later years when people started taking their wives. But Rush used to joke about how many girls they used to count at the show. If they could each count 3 girls, it was a good night, But it was all geeky guys like myself. Because girls like to dance. Rush, you didn't dance to Rush. I love Rush. Their first 10 albums are still some of the best albums I've ever listened to. And I think I know every word of every song. After that, I didn't care for it too much. Once they get into the crazy stuff in the late 80s, early 90s, I kind of tuned out a little bit. Because I was more heavy metal, and they were going really weird. And, yeah, so that's my Rush story. And I'm sticking to it. I used to love Rush. I still love Rush. I actually know what I did the other day. I know. Hang on a sec. What am I doing here? All right. So, on one of my rides up or back from the rink, I forget which one it was, Caress of Steel come on. I had my phone on. I was sick of satellite radio. There was nobody on YouTube, so I just put on my phone and whatever was on my phone, and Caress of Steel come on by Rush. I said, I haven't heard Caress of Steel in a long time. I listened to Caress of Steel the whole ride up or the whole way back. I forget what it was. I don't know if that was the ride in the snowstorm or not, but that was a fun time. Jeff said he did a Super Bowl replay of the Bears and the Dolphins, and that was a double overtime classic. I don't think I've played that yet. Have I? Have I played? I did something with 85, I thought. I thought I played a game 85, but it wasn't the Bears-Patriots. That's on my list to play, absolutely, because you got to see how that works out, and you got to play the Bears-Dolphins, and then you can play the Patriots-Dolphins. All the Patriots playoff games are good. Oh, excuse me. In that 85 season, aside from the Patriots and the Bears... Oh, that's the other thing. Juckett brought that up to me. He says the Bears didn't allow a point until the Super Bowl. The Patriots got 10 points on them, but the Bears shut out the Cowboys and the Bears shut out the Rams. So say what you will about the Patriots getting destroyed in the Super Bowl, they did score 10 points, which is 10 more than anybody else did in the playoffs. So, yeah, so there's that. That Miami-Cleveland game in the playoffs might be kind of fun. Who played in that? Ozzie Newsome, Bernie Kosar, Dan Marino. That might be a fun one. Kevin Mack, Ernest Biner. Guys like that. Matt Barr and Fuad Rivera. Fuad Reves. Reggie Roby was the punter for Miami. So you got a good punter in that game. So you get to the Bears Giants, Bears Rams. A whole bunch of the Bears. I think the next year, that's the year that the Giants won. Yeah, so the Giants come back and won the next year. And they beat Denver in that Super Bowl in 86. Why don't I remember that Super Bowl? Elway and Sims. 39-20. They beat them up pretty good, if you think about it. So that was a fun time. Bears shut everybody up. Mike says Bears shut out the Giants in the playoffs. Yeah, they did. It was 21-0 and the Rams shut out the Cowboys. Yeah, okay, the Rams shut out the Cowboys. But what I was getting at is the Bears played 2 games and they shut out everyone until the Patriots got 10. So yeah, so the Giants and the Rams. The Cowboys were shut out by the Rams. Then the Rams were shut out by the Bears. Can you follow all that? I can't. DB says the 85 Dolphins will spread the Bears out and completely confuse them. That could be a fun game to play. Jeff says, hoping Apple gets 87 out there for football so we can play the Browns and the Broncos. Have I ever replayed Jets Colts Super Bowl with Appa? Yes. Yeah, it was a classic. You should go look it up on the channel, AP. I did. It was Namath and Unitas and Natus and versus Morrow. I think they both got into the game. That went back and forth. One of the Colts quarterback, 90-yard TD pass. Jets behind the 8 ball, and Namath drove him down the field on the last drive of the game and took care of business. That was one of my more favorite Apple football games. I think that football game right there, and I'm still learning the game, so maybe I made some mistakes or whatever in that game. I still say that was probably, when I played that game, that was one of the games on my tabletop that pushed Apple football over the edge for me. There's some games that we play and you have such a good time and it just you're blown away by what happened on it. And that was one of those games when Namath drove him back and they got that touch. I was like, you got to be kidding me. I go, this game is just so good. I don't know how it does it, but it does it. And that game pushed me over the edge and made me a believer in the Apple football. That and the Tuck Rule game, I played that. That had a fantastic finish. I played a stupid Lions. Was it Lions Packers? I forget it was a Lions against somebody. It must have been 78. And that was a dog for 3 quarters. And we had an awesome 4th quarter in that game. So I've just had so many good times with Apple football. It's just, it just, when you have a game like that, it's so awesome. It just makes you feel real good. So anyway, but all right, well, I just wanted to jump on here tonight and say hi and tell you that I'm just coming on having my decaf coffee. I'm going to be probably heading to bed in a minute. Try to do this all again tomorrow. I'm not sure when you're going to see me again. I just got too many games going on this weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I'm just working double shifts all weekend again. Oh my gosh. I'm going to really have to buy some stuff now, right? Get the retail therapy going because I can't play anything. So at least I can buy something maybe and make me feel good about all this work I'm doing, right? But then it'll all end and then I'll be playing a ton. I will be. Keith comes by. Good to see you, Keith. He's playing some Bones right now. The 11-12 LA Kings on Hockey Bones. I love watching Keith. You got to start putting some more videos up of that, Keith. I love watching your videos on the Bones. I still got that spreadsheet. I love that Excel spreadsheet for APA and Hockey Bones. Holy cow. Man, those games used to take forever. I used to get cramps in my arm from chucking dice so many times. And now you get the dice all rolled for you. You don't have to worry about it. It makes the games go by quicker. Everything's right there. It saves, so much time from rolling dice. I love rolling dice, but sometimes it's just a little too much. So I love watching Keith's stuff with the Hockey Bones. So I will get some Hockey Bones back on the channel too. I'm debating whether I want to do that 77, 78 WHA set. I probably will at some point. It wasn't that expensive, I don't think. But anyway, yeah, so thanks for coming by, everyone. AB, go check out that Colts Jets Super Bowl that I did. with Apple football. It was so fun. That was a good time. I'm starting to enjoy some of the old football. I've really been hitting the 1970 hard on YouTube, watching that football there, and I can't wait to pull that out off the shelf and get that on the table here, as well as a bunch of other things. So, but anyway, thanks for tuning in. I'm Dave. Thanks for the suggestions. I'll be playing some Apple football here. I'll be getting some hockey bones here on the channel. I need to get back to my my short project there, Boston Patriots with game-winning drive. I need to do that in the whole bit. And so, Clams and stuff says he's got the 77-78 set and he can't put it down. Very nice. Very nice. And the dogs need to go out. Yeah, my dog has got a yucky belly. He needs to go out too. But I got the coyotes out back. I hate that. I hate letting them out at 11 at night when I know I got the coyotes out in the woods. We have a fence, but I still don't want to be running out there and dragging him in and, having any issues. But he's having stomach problems right now, so we don't know what it is. So he's like whining to go out, and we got to let him out all hours of the night. So that's what we do. But anyway, thanks for tuning in, boys. And, let me know any suggestions you got for things you'd like to see once I get done with this crazy work schedule that you want to see on the channel. I'll probably be showing off some new games as well, some different things, as well as some of the classics and some of my favorites. But like Al Red Sox fan says, play the games you want to play. And so that's what I'm going to start with first. I'm going to play with some comfort food games. I'm going to get the shepherd's pie going and play some comfort food games. And then I'll get adventurous and try some other things. So I'm Dave from Studio B here. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.